Good morning. It's just after 7, I think. Yeah, 7:04 or something like that. And we're out of the house just about and heading to our first destination, which is Llanllwni Mountain. It's about 3 or 4 miles up the road from here. It takes about 5 minutes to get there. And yeah, we go up there quite often and we see a lot of regular birds. Like Meadow, Pipit and Stonechat and Skylark, so I'm hoping to see some of those and maybe a few bonus ones, and hopefully to wake up a bit as well. Just had first breakfast, second breakfast is coming up in a bit. What have you seen already?
I've seen a sparrow and a blue tit on the nuts already.
We're on the road again. We just stopped off at home because it was kind of on the way and it was a good opportunity to have a second breakfast and try and dry out our shoes and socks a bit and do a bit of garden bird watching, because there's all sorts of birds we get in our garden that aren't so easy to see anywhere else. So we managed to see a dunnock and about 1 billion house sparrows and heard a nuthatch, which often come down to our feeders. And we're now, as I say, we're heading to Llanelli, which is another regular spot of ours. There's all sorts of habitat there. We're just going over a speed bump. Very safely driven, Dad. Yeah, you get wetland birds, there's some estuary and some lakes and some woodland as well, so I might get some woodland birds. It's probably going to be the longest stop of the whole day because there's so much to do there. We'll probably have lunch too, which is a great thing. So let's see what Llanelli brings us. Llanelli wetlands, how we love you. We just arrived, took a while to get in because they're still doing social distancing and spending time in the queue, which is fine. And we're just going down to the first little port of call, which is called British Steelhide, which overlooks the estuary, and hopefully we'll see some interesting birds, maybe some waders.
just left the Steelhide, which overlooks the estuary. There were absolutely loads and loads of water birds. There was a huge flock of black-tailed godwits, which you couldn't miss because they were just hundreds. Redshank and Greenshank, which I'm happy to announce I can now tell the difference, so long as they're together. Cormorant and little egret. There were gadwall, teal, quite a lot of teal, mallard of course. Anyway, we're just going off into the outside part now, and we'll no doubt see lots more.
So here we are at the top of the walk that we did from Rosebush, which is stop number 4. Rosebush is a lovely village in the middle of Pembrokeshire and on the edge of the Preseli Hills or Preseli Mountains. There's not much at Rosebush apart from a pub and a tea room, a few houses, but there's a lovely walk from there, which is what we've taken through some very wild and rugged terrain. If you've ever seen the short film The Message, which Sia and I and various Skolgiven Eminent students made some 10 years ago, you will have seen some of the landscape, very slaty and dramatic. We've come to the top of this bit of the walk, which, wow, look at that view. It's just outrageous. We haven't seen loads of birds. It's very sort of humid and there's not many birds around, but we have seen a couple of newbies, Jay being one. Oh, there's a heron flying over, that's very random. And a bullfinch, or a pair of bullfinches. We've seen a couple of ravens circling around, some buzzards, but not lots. Quite a few butterflies, which has been lovely, including, I think, a green-veined white. And so, yeah, we're at the sort of apex of our walk, and we're going to head back to the car now and drive to the final stop, which is Strumble Head Lighthouse, which is a beautiful spot on the Pembrokeshire coast, and hoping we're going to see some coastal birds that we haven't seen yet. from Rosebush to Strumble Head, our last port of call, and driving through some spectacular Pembrokeshire countryside, and we saw a massive flock of starlings on some telegraph wires, so Dad had to screech to a halt in the nearest safe place to stop, so I could get some footage. Just an incredible amount of birds. Love to have seen them flying. Perhaps they're getting ready to murmur. Anyway, yeah, we'll soon be at Strumble Head. The observatory at Strumble Head, and we've had some good sightings of some seals and some, we think, porpoise, could be dolphins, and gannets.
It's been a fabulous day, absolutely fabulous, starting with Llanllwni, which is always wonderful. However, I think my best bit of the day was seeing the Kestrel in the top of the tree. Beautiful sight, sun on his wings, my binoculars perfectly focused for once. Yeah, that was really lovely. I'm finishing up here, which is just amazing. It was a really good day. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and thank you all for joining in and contributing and commenting. It's really great. Thank you.
Here I am, ready to make the last journey back, but 60 miles I expect. Been driving all day, but I don't mind that. I can do that all day long. And we've had lots of good sightings of different things besides birds, seals and dolphins, porpoises. So we're just getting ready now to go back home. We might be home by, I don't know, it's 7:30, 7:15 now, so it might be 8:30, 9 o'clock maybe. We'll see how we get on.
So we've just about come to the end of our marathon day. It's about 7 p.m, so almost exactly 12 hours since we set off from home this morning. We've been everywhere, it feels. We've seen a massive variety of birds. The total we've seen is right here, which is incredible. It's many more than our initial target of 50, so that's really satisfying. We've seen some really great views of birds that I don't see very often, really dramatic lighting in certain places, which has been really great for filming. And we're just about to wend our weary way home. I think it's about an hour and a bit back to Llanllwni Mountain. Dad's been stalwart driver and really done a brilliant job. So yeah, thank you all for all your support and for encouraging us on this crazy adventure, and thank you for supporting the OSPB. We'll see you again soon. Bye.